6ix9ine, the most hateful rapper of my generation. The man who done disrespected anybody you can think of, from the dead to the living, all that finally caught up to him. And I'm here to tell that story. Daniel Hernandez, but we know him as 6ix9ine, was born in New York and had a rough life growing up. 6ix9ine ain't ever meet his dad until he was about 9 years old. And after they met, his father still wasn't in his life. He went to prison for 5 years for some real bad drug addictions, but his situation keep getting worse. Throughout the time his father was gone, his mother met someone, a man who would later become 6ix9ine's stepfather. He was in 6ix9ine's life and it was real close, and 6ix9ine really looked up to him like as a father figure. Like 6ix9ine had so much respect to this man you wouldn't understand. But one day, all that got cut short. 6ix9ine's stepfather pulled up to the house, and as he was walking to the house, someone shot and ended him all the way back in 2010. And you gotta imagine, at the time, 6ix9ine was only 12, and for most of his life, he didn't have a father. Then when he had somebody come into his life as a father figure, they passed away. Not necessarily passed away, somebody came and took their life. So that probably had 6ix9ine mind going crazy. And on top of that, with him passing away, it put 6ix9ine mama in a worse situation than what she already was. 6ix9ine's stepfather was really the main one bringing in money. He was the money man in the house. And with him passing, that meant the family didn't have no money man in the house. They ended up going broke. And many nights, 6ix9ine and his brother didn't even have no food to eat. They had to go to sleep hungry. They had to eat sleep for dinner. But it gets worse than that. All three of them had to share one bed together. 6ix9ine, his mother, and his brother. But like I talked about, the way this death hit 6ix9ine was crazy and changed completely how he was as a person. And it probably had a lot to do with the man he became today. After his stepfather passed away, he got real depressed, so bad to the point where he wasn't eating or even showering, and eventually started going to therapy for PTSD. And this one, he really started to act out. He was feeling all this anger. It caused him to rebel, and him rebelling got so bad to the point where he got expelled in 8th grade, completely changing the way his life could have went. But after getting expelled, he threw school out the window. He was done. He's like, I'm not going back to that place. Y'all done took enough of my time. I'm done. So he went to work. Would go to grocery store to grocery store, just trying to get any little bit of money he could to help his mom and his brother. That was just his main focus at the time. And while he was working one of these jobs, a man came in there, a man who went by the name Righteous P, a man who was the CEO of a New York label. The name of the label was Hikari Ultra, I think that's how you say that. But when he seen 6ix9ine, he just felt like it was something so special about him. And he just had to ask 6ix9ine the question, do you rap? And at the time, 6ix9ine didn't rap, but this man asking him that caused him to sit and think about it. And before the man left, 6ix9ine got some of his information down in case he ever needed to contact him again. But 6ix9ine was just sitting on the idea of being a rapper for a while, and eventually gave it a shot. Little did he know that one interaction with that man would change his entire life. Some years into rapping, he started to get a little buzz, and people started to mess with bro. Back in 2014 was when he started to go by the name 6ix9ine, and this is when the antics kind of started. There wasn't antics like how he did now, but it was different. Bro put some clothes on that said pussy nigga on the front and back, and he started to get all these 6ix9ine tattoos on his body, and really started to make himself look kind of goofy. But while he was doing all this, he was growing his music in the background. He was into that kind of screen rap music that was popping back then, really because of X, and was just grinding, just making music videos, just getting money. But when the time came and he started to get some real traction, it wasn't necessarily for his music, but for everything else. Remember how I told you the man came in his job that day and was like, yeah, do you rap? That man's nephew was a rapper you may know, GetLikePrincee. They made all this music together, and while this music was being made, 6ix9ine started what we know him for today, internet trolling. He started it, but it didn't get extreme until a while later. But after making his music with GetLikePrincee and them collabing so much, it eventually caught the attention of someone else who's gonna be real important in 6ix9ine career. Trippie Redd. Him and 6ix9ine met and instantly started making music. And one of the songs they made was a real classic from that time, Pose 1469. Everybody know how big that song was. You didn't even really have to be involved with the hip hop world at that time to know about that song. I guarantee you, you text your homeboy and be like, bro, you remember that Pose song from 2017? He gonna know what you're talking about. That was a real big song and a real big catalyst to both 6ix9ine and Trippie Redd's career. But this friendship brought more than just a hit or two. It's what really made 6ix9ine's career. So at the time, Trippie was the biggest artist of the two and had some real good connections. And one of these connections was Pierre Bourne. And as you know, Pierre got some of the best beats in the industry. And I don't care what you gotta say, that's facts. He sent one of these beats to Trippie, And I guess Trippie tried to rap on it and it didn't go good. So him being a good homeboy, he sent it over to 6ix9ine. And this is a decision he probably gonna regret for the rest of his life. I'm pretty sure if he never gave 6ix9ine this beat, he would not be relevant today. But you're probably wondering, what beat did he give 6ix9ine? What beat could have been that important that it made this man career? Trippie Redd gave 6ix9ine the Gummo beat. Gummo is the song that put 6ix9ine on the map. And I never forget the time I heard Gummo for the first time, bro. I was in like 7th, 8th grade, sitting in class, scrolling through Instagram, and I heard that shit, and I was like, bro, nigga, I was like 12 at the time, and I knew that song was about to be a hit, bro. I'm telling you, I was sitting there showing everybody at the table, bro, you heard this, you know who this is, I don't even know who this is, this song go crazy. I was fiending for that song to drop. But past that, the song was so big that it peaked on number 12 on Billboard. It was truly the start of an era. You don't remember, 6ix9ine ran 2018, and that's a fact that we all know. It was literally like every single month, 6ix9ine dropped a different hit. Hit January, hit February, hit March. Like, he just kept dropping them, and they kept getting bigger and better, just growing his career so much. It was really like he was on top of the world. But 2018 was more than just a music year for 6ix9ine. It was the year of the antics. As he dropping all these hits, he trolling on social media, starting beefs with every rapper you can think of. I don't think it's a rapper he ain't beef with yet. One of the most notable beefs was 6ix9ine versus Trippie Redd, Chief Keef, and Tato. You probably remember the song, I Kill People. Shawty know I kill people. That was a real big song that came from them beefs. But past that, he done beef with Juice WRLD, beef with X, Trippie Redd, probably Drake, probably Gucci Mane, bro. Probably any rapper you could think of on top of your head, he done beef with. As he was doing all that trolling, he did drop an album, of course. And eventually, at the end of this year, he announced what would be his second album of the year. At the start of the year, he dropped the album, but this album was different. He was a way bigger artist than what he was at the start of the year. So this album attracts so much hype, it had so much attention, and had the world waiting on him. So every little thing 6ix9ine did at the time had eyes on him. But something the world never expected. What happened between the announcement of the album and the release date of the album. In an interview right before his album dropped, he was just talking. But one thing he said stood out more than everything else. 6ix9ine said, there's only one thing I fear in life. No, two. I fear God and I fear the FBI. And like I said, the whole world was really looking at 6ix9ine right now because he was finna drop an album. And when he said this, everybody was trying to figure out what he meant. Like, what person randomly says they afraid of the FBI? 6ix9ine knew what was coming his way before the world did. In 2 days after this interview, his life would change forever. 6ix9ine got hit with RICO. And something we know now and didn't know at the time was that the first night 6ix9ine was locked up, he knew he was gonna snitch.
First night I got locked up, I watched Lone Survivor, and I was like, I'm definitely snitching, right?
And look, I'm not gonna sit here and explain his whole prison situation. Just know that he was facing some real serious time, and he snitched, and really got so lucky because thing at that time, and he had some real bad asthma. So they was like, you can't be here because that's the health risk, so they let him out early. But that came with conditions. 6ix9ine being out meant he basically had cops as security guards. Nobody could touch him, nobody could do nothing to him, and that's gonna be important later on in the video. But while 6ix9ine was locked up, and the world found out that he snitched, they blackballed him. They basically shunned him out the game, and everybody formed this hatred towards 6ix9ine. And when he got out, the world thought he changed, simply because he didn't get on social media for months after his release. Until one day, he got on IG Live and put over 2 million live viewers. I'll never forget it live. It was a crazy moment for the rap game. But at the same time, the world realized he didn't learn from his mistakes. He did not learn from his past, and it's the same man he was before he went to jail. And this situation really caused the world to build up even more animosity towards 6ix9ine than it already was. Like, he disrespectful, done did so much bad in the world, and nothing can happen to him. I don't condone people wishing violence, but the world was wanting him to get hurt, to teach him a lesson. But his security was so tapped in with the feds, he couldn't get touched. And over the past few years, 6ix9ine been slowly losing his relevance, and people been thinking about him less and less. But every once in a while, he'll get online and troll. Oh, I'm out in public with no security, come touch me. Oh, I dropped my low, no security, come touch me. He loved to say, no security, no security, no security. But what he ain't realized was that was gonna catch up to him soon. At the time, he was either trolling, disrespecting dead, claiming to be untouchable, really building up all this bad karma. And just a few hours ago, I think everything caught up to him. Before I get into this next part though, is you subbed yet? You this far into the video, you gotta be entertained. You might as well hit the button. But on March 21st, 2023, it started out as a normal day for 6ix9ine. He was just living his life, It felt like he needed to get a workout in. So he get in the gym, just get some gains in, and after a while he finished up. It felt like going to the sauna. And as he in there cooling, everything went left. A group of niggas ran down on 6ix9ine in the sauna, start beating him. And 6ix9ine was trying to defend himself, but it was just too many. He couldn't fight that many guys off at the same time. And they was just beating him more and more. But they eventually left, and this happening caused all this noise and commotion and brought the attention of everybody in the gym to 6ix9ine. And as the man seen 6ix9ine, he pulled his phone out and recorded right after it happened. I would show it, but you can't show that on YouTube. So you can just go on Instagram right now, go to any hip hop page, news outlet, you gonna see the pictures. But they beat him so bad to the point where an ambulance had to pull up and rush him to the hospital. But what are your thoughts on this 6ix9ine situation? Do you think he deserved what happened to him, or was it just too far?